Should you watch Is It Wrong to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon? Well, the thing is, this show has 3 seasons, with the 4th one coming out soon. So there's a lot of content for anyone that hasn't seen the past seasons. There's also a movie and a different show based on the female cast in the same world. Just as a fast disclaimer, there's a lot of fan service in this show. However, it's more of a calm side compared to other shows like Fire Force or High School DxD. Also, if you like mythology, you might like this show more, as there's a lot of inspiration for the gods and monsters taken from different mythologies. There's a lot to unpack with this show when it comes to the way the world functions. The story is told through the eyes of Bel, our main character, and he's part of the weakest familia. Familias are designed around a god or goddess who comes down from heaven to help adventurers. You have the guild, which is the middleman for the adventurers and the familias. The familias are like organizations governed by their gods. These gods are able to bestow power to the adventurers, however, they'll still need to work to develop their powers and skills. Honestly, the system works like a game. With the power, they are able to level up their skills and develop new ones. The first season focuses on Bel developing his understanding of how to become stronger, so he can be with the girl he likes. Just so you know, Bel is 14. Really going crazy with this one, aren't we? Well, moving on, there's a main dungeon that has many different connections to the outside world. The main entrance is a huge tower. As you go down deeper, the stronger the monsters become. Normally, as an adventurer, you adventure the floors with a group. However, due to Bel being the only member of the Familia, he's forced to stay on the lower floors. At first, the story is simple to get the watcher into the world and different characters. It's done at a very slow rate, however, it's done due to there being a lot of characters. While I think this is the correct choice to make when pacing a story, it can also put people off, as with each season it becomes harder to stay invested. This is due to the first season being faster with its pacing compared to the other seasons that come afterwards. If you're planning on watching all of the seasons in order, then this will be less of a problem for you, with the story getting more details added into it as the seasons develop. The show has strong world building, however, once again, as you add new characters throughout the seasons, you lose a lot of the character development done in the previous seasons. This is not done to all characters, however, it definitely seems as if there are some that get less focus as the show progresses throughout the seasons. This is a problem, however, it's natural for long-running shows to have this problem at one point. This is also a problem only because of the amount of important characters within the show. If there was less importance placed on some of the characters, then this would be less of a problem. Next, let's talk a little more about the main character and the problems I have with Bel. Overall, while he's a good character with goals and good character development, there are some aspects about his personality that I don't like. This mainly being his level of obliviousness. I understand that this is done for reasons, however, when there are 6 girls liking you and you don't get any of the hints, it starts to get on my nerves. This makes his character innocent and pure, however, there's a reason why I like shows like Overlord and Attack on Titan that have more mature characters. The other characters are okay, however, there are moments when they feel a little 2D with their interactions. This is not a consistent problem, however, when it does happen, it can put you off the show. The action in this show is very good, with interesting interactions and structures. The fighting scenes are well thought through to make sure that there's a lot of tension within them. Overall, the fighting choreography is amazing in this show, and I wish more shows considered making their fighting more real or well constructed, even if they're based in fantasy. Sometimes there's a lot of inner monologue, however, I don't dislike it. the sound of the show is good. And while I'm not the biggest fan of the music used in the opening, the music used in the show is good. However, in some situations I feel the music can be too lighthearted. While the music is average, I believe that the sound effects of the show are very good and convey a lot of impact with the way that the fights are designed, and with the sound effects combined, they add a lot of enjoyment to the show. Next, for the animation, it's good and consistent with there not being any abnormal drops in quality. I'd argue it's the other way around, where you find the quality improving a lot in certain scenes. I'd say that the only time the quality changes is after the first season. The first season has better quality than the other seasons when it comes to a lot of things besides the story, and unfortunately I find this problem with a lot of shows. The other thing that I'll say before talking about ratings for the show is that the show becomes something very different than what it is within the first season. While there is a lot of emphasis on story within the first season, it's mainly the story of Belle. However, after the show starts focusing on stories of other characters and Belle trying to fix their problems. This wouldn't be a problem if it didn't seem as forced. That's what the first season does better. It makes all the interactions feel less forced than the other seasons. As for the ratings, I'd give the story a 7, as it feels all over the place at some points. However, the overall storytelling is well done and doesn't feel super complicated. I'm hoping that the latest season of the show fixes this problem, however, I don't have high hopes for that happening. The characters get a 7.5. This could be higher, but I don't feel a lot of attachment to any of the characters besides Belle and Liriruka. I feel like this is a big problem, as later on, one of these characters stops being developed. However, I still believe that most of the characters are given a good amount of development when they are focused on. This is the main reason why I'm still going to be giving it a 7.5 out of 10, even though I feel like the characters could definitely be developed further. Next, the action is a 9, and it's the strongest part of the show. When they can, they really give the action a lot of development, and this is the biggest reason why I keep watching the show. This being the most enjoyable part of the show, alongside the sound, which gets an 8. This would be higher, however I find the music lackluster compared to the sound effects used in the show. If the music had more tension within it, then the rating would be higher. As for the animation, I'll give it an 8. The only reason why this is so low is due to the style of the animation. The quality of the animation is good, however, the art style is super bland. What I mean by that is the colors used are super grey, making what you're looking at not very interesting. As the overall quality of the animation is still very good, it'll still get a high rating. However, it could be higher with a better color composition. Overall, the show gets a 39.5 out of 50. The main reason why this is probably because I really like the themes. I like some of the characters a lot, especially the first season is very good. This is more of the rating of the first season, I think. I definitely think the quality once again just unfortunately gets lower in later seasons and I lose interest. Thank you for watching. This review was a little bit more in depth. I definitely added a lot more details to it. I was also able to produce it a lot quicker, found some time, and me and my friend are planning on posting 2 videos a week every week. Sunday and Tuesday are the planned days. If we're able to make more videos, then hopefully we'll be able to post every other day. That's wishful thinking, don't expect it to happen. That's if everything works out perfectly. But from now on, we'll definitely try to keep up the Sunday and Tuesday posts. On Tuesday, my friend Coffee will be reviewing The Devil is a Part-Timer. A very good show, I must say. And just before we end the whole thing, make sure to click that like button, maybe subscribe. I mean, if you got this far, it ain't gonna hurt, you know what I mean? We are gonna try to make the videos better, more frequent. And yeah, you know.